Welcome to the Tea Huddle.
Your only source for gridiron gossip. If you're already nervous about your team's record,
or if you're anxiously awaiting the next pictures of Justin Herbert and Madison Beer together,
then you are in the right place.
Welcome back.
Psyched to be back. Week 3 coming up. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. Of course, the NFL didn't waste any time getting interesting in week 1. Last week, only seconds into the first game, I think it was even before the first actual snap of the 2025 season, Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter gets ejected from the game for spitting on quarterback Dak Prescott.
I was like, NFL's back, so excited. Like, we're excited for the drama. We're excited for the playing. We're excited for the stories. We're excited for the lore that will all come. And then they just start spitting at each other.
Just spitting. Just out the gate. I mean, it is like maybe the biggest rivalry in the league, the Cowboys and the Eagles. So I guess the teams hate each other as much as the fan bases do.
But like, you're at work. Like, you went to work and you spit at your coworker. Yeah.
I mean, these guys also like hump the ground at work when when they're celebrating.
It's a little bit different than at the old office.
The water cooler.
Yeah. Yes. So like you said, Jalen Carter, he gets ejected from the game for spitting on Dak Prescott. But then it gets even more dramatic when later in the game, video comes out that appeared to show Dak spitting at Jalen first.
I know, that really ramped it up. And it was sort of like everyone who was watching was doing like investigative journalism,
yes,
like during the game, and the announcers too. And it was they rewound back, and it was like, oh my god, wait, no, Dak spit first.
This was the second spit, not the first spit.
There was a second spitter.
Yeah, exactly. But then people were trying to decipher: did Dak spit at the ground, or did Dak spit at Jalen Carter? It seems like the refs decided he spit at the ground because he did not get ejected or fined or seem to face any repercussions as far as we know.
He spat in the general direction of Jalen and of, I think, the defensive line over there.
And then gave like a shit-eating grin, like a menacing grin.
Yeah, you could call that menacing. I mean, these guys are spitting all the time, and
they're just spitting all the time.
Yeah, they're athletes. You're running around, you're salivating, although it's like the first snap of the game. But no, they do sort of spit at the ground like regularly, and I don't think this was as direct. But then you see the clip of Jalen's spit, and he just spits right in his jersey, like it's a direct hit.
Yeah, I guess we're debating the differences between spitting at someone and spitting on someone. And on is more egregious by about $57,000.
Exactly.
Which is what they decided he should be fined for that incident.
It's very high. Like, I was looking at other fines, and the guys who get in trouble for taunting get $11,000, which is still like a good chunk of money, but $57,000 for spitting on somebody is, I mean,
it's an expensive spit.
Yes, seriously.
It's all very arbitrary, in my opinion, the amount. They're like, remember when Tyreek got fined whatever amount it was for not wearing socks?
Yes, yeah. They're like a weird like equipment violation.
Yeah.
And he did it like 10 times in a row because he didn't feel like wearing socks.
Which is a weird hill to die on, but
yes,
he's
a weird guy.
Yeah. At the end of the game, Jalen Carter apologized. He said it was a mistake and it won't happen again. He said he's out there for his family and his teammates, and he seemed remorseful.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's like, I think their best defensive player, because the second he was gone, the Cowboys marched on the field and scored, and they kept it a reasonably close game, closer than most people thought. They covered the spread for sure. Jalen is a very good player. He was drafted 9th overall in the 2023 draft and was instrumental in the Eagles' 2024 Super Bowl win.
Yes, but his draft story doesn't come without a little bit of drama itself. So just 2 months before the 2023 draft, he was arrested and charged with reckless driving, which stemmed from an accident a few weeks earlier that left one of his Georgia teammates and a Georgia staff member, both dead.
Right. Yeah. We covered this like early in season 1 of the Tea Huddle. Right?
I think it was like about people who got drafted early on, like
Yes.
a little bit about them.
Yes.
So he was racing against the car that was driven by the staff member. The other person who passed away was the passenger in the staff member's car. So he was driving car A, and both of the people in car B passed away, which is so sad.
Yeah. Terrifying.
And I think there was thought of like, will this ruin his time getting drafted? But it didn't. And now he has a Super Bowl ring, and now he's spitting.
Yeah. Spitting on Dak.
Yep. But maybe spitting back on Dak.
A retaliatory spit.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it's often the retaliation that gets penalized in most sports, and you could say in life.
It doesn't seem fair.
No, it doesn't seem fair. All right, well, week 1 started out with a bang, but week 2 also had some drama, some involving our friend Taylor Swift. What do you have for us?
I'm so glad you asked. Just ask me every week if you don't mind. Yes, so Taylor skipped week 1. She didn't go down to Brazil to see the Chiefs' first game of the season. So we were dying to see if she would show up to support her fiance at the Chiefs home opener. So there's this video. We all know the hallway that she walks down all the time with her cute outfits.
We all know it.
We all know it. And who's she walking with? Is she with Brittany? Is she with her friend, like a random friend? Is she with Travis's friends? So this week, there's video filming that hallway, and at least 5 staff members bring this collapsible wall out. They get it all set up. They stand there for a minute, like seemingly waiting for something to take position. And then all of a sudden, they all start moving together with the wall, rolling the wall down the hall, blocking an elevator. And then that's the end of the clip. But you can see on the back end of the clip what looks like Taylor's mom and brother. So it feels all but definite that Taylor was behind that wall. She's also known to go to extreme lengths to not be filmed or seen when she doesn't want to be.
I've heard about Taylor getting pretty creative with how she conceals herself.
Well, even the Eras tour, to get in position for that, she was wheeled out in a cleaning cart. That was not actually a cleaning cart. It was like a little...
It was like a movie, like a closet on wheels.
Yeah, exactly. She has been carried out of her apartment in like a Pelican case, like a big suitcase, basically. She has been seen walking fully encapsulated underneath umbrellas. So it feels like she would hide behind a wall, a moving wall.
And so I'm sure there are theories galore. Why do we think this was happening?
There are theories galore, exactly. So some people are saying she just doesn't want to steal the attention away from Travis. I think there's a 0.0% chance that that's what's going on here.
Yeah, especially because of how many times she's walked down this hallway that we're so familiar with.
Right. And the whole theatrics of the wall is getting more attention than just like a picture of her walking down the hallway would.
Yeah, like we're used to her being there.
And then some people are like, maybe she cut or colored her hair, doesn't want it to be seen, like maybe part of the new era of Life of a Showgirl, which comes out next month. She has a new look. People think maybe she's pregnant. No, I mean, I don't think she's pregnant. And then the theory that's getting the most pickup and what I think probably has the most truth to it is that this is just an increased security measure. People think maybe this is even a bulletproof wall shield after the shooting of Charlie Kirk that happened earlier this week.
Right. So this is they're increasing the security because of a potential, I don't know, sort of reaction to that. And
yes. And just like heightened awareness that she's in a crowded public space. And
I guess this, her security team, I'm sure they track her whole route wherever she's going to be. And they found this to be a weak point.
Right.
I guess that's a place where strangers have more access to. 'Cause then I'm sure whatever box she goes into, she's plenty safe.
And in her documentary, Miss Americana, which is on Netflix, and it's so good. If you haven't watched it, highly recommend. There's talks about security there, and her dad has spent a ton of money on like armored vehicles and bulletproof glass for her cars. And I mean, I do think she probably gets constant threats and stalkers and all sorts of creepy situations. So they thought last week in America tensions were high, and they, ordered a bulletproof wall off Amazon or whatever.
Can't say that I would completely disagree with that. The tensions were high, and anybody has this much cultural impact is definitely at heightened risk. But I wonder
either that or a bad haircut.
Yeah, could have just been a bad haircut.
Stars, they're just like us.
Exactly.
They're like, do not look at me.
Yeah.
With this haircut.
Exactly. So I walk around with a huge bulletproof wall when I get on the subway, so nobody looks at my bad haircut.
Who amongst us hasn't?
Yes, of course. Speaking of personal choices made in the lifestyles of Taylor and Travis Kelce, of course, the famous tight end of the Kansas City Chiefs, made sort of a strange wardrobe choice for their warm-ups on Sunday. I believe it was just Travis and wide receiver Tyquan Thornton wore sort of a commemorative shirt that said "Free 4," which number 4 is Rashee Rice, who has been suspended for 6 games by the NFL based on their own investigation for what I think most people would assume was a pretty reasonable cause for the suspension.
Yes, I obviously big fan of Travis, think he's great, love his outfits. I'm not happy about this. So yeah, just as a refresher, Rashee Rice suspended for 6 games after he pleaded guilty to 2 third-degree felony charges. One was collision involving serious bodily injury. The second was racing on a highway causing bodily injury. He was driving his Lamborghini SUV at 119 miles an hour on a busy highway. He struck multiple vehicles. When he caused a multiple car collision, did he go and check on the vehicles, check on the victims, which included a 4-year-old child? No, he ran away on foot, fleeing the scene of a crime, then pleaded guilty. So free him. He's facing repercussions for his own actions. We absolutely should not free him. Free 4 implies like 4 is being wrongfully persecuted.
Yes, yeah, that's what you say when somebody is like being wrongfully imprisoned.
Yes.
And this is like a very reckless and gnarly crime that this guy committed. Like, he deserves to be suspended for 6 games.
Yes, the injuries of the passengers included brain trauma, internal bleeding, lacerations requiring stitches, and bruises.
Yikes.
He's been sentenced to 30 days in jail, which apparently he can serve at any point during his 5-year probationary period, which is kind of weird to me that you get to pick, but neither here nor there.
That seems very nice. He was also allowed to pick when he served the 6 games, and they chose to do it at the beginning of this season.
And we're like, free him. He gets to like pick and choose his own punishment, and it's just too severe.
Yeah, we've already made it nice and cushy for this guy.
Totally.
Considering what happened.
I feel like the shirts were such an obnoxious choice. You obviously want people to talk about it, and you're making a statement, literally a statement with words and images in your attire choice. And I think it was just like 100% the wrong take on this situation.
Fully, yeah. I think it was a stupid thing to do. Do you think that he runs style choices like this by Taylor? I feel like she wouldn't have liked this attention on him supporting a criminal.
Yeah, I wonder. No, I don't think she would have co-signed this, not with knowing the ins and outs. I don't know. I'm going to ask her next time I see her.
Yeah, you should. And apparently Andy Reid didn't even know about it. He only heard about it later. And in the presser afterwards, he downplayed it, saying that, they're just supporting their teammate. It isn't a statement against the NFL. I don't even really care about statements against the NFL. I'd be happy if the players made more statements against the NFL.
Totally. If his shirt said, like, I love you for he's learned his lesson, that's one thing. But free him is like, it's like you guys are in the wrong. You guys are so harsh for what you've done to him.
Yeah, he didn't deserve this.
He fled.
But in fact, he did.
Multiple cars, pileups, lacerations.
Stitches, bruises.
Yeah.
Brain
Brain trauma.
Fucking crazy. At the end of the day, they are just some dumb shirts, and nobody is freeing Rashid Rice.
Yeah.
He's going to serve his suspension and
his 30-day jail sentence when it's convenient for him in the next 5 years.
Yeah. He's going to go in the wintertime when it's cold. Spend 30 days in jail, hibernate.
And hopefully not do it again.
And on the topic of people taking some time off, oh man, a lot of quarterbacks just got injured this week, but Joe Burrow going down with what looks like a possible 3-month recovery period is that's one of the bigger news stories of this past week.
I'm personally upset because I had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase both on my fantasy team. I thought, oh my God, I'm a genius. This is foolproof.
That combo was insane last year.
I had him for exactly 5 quarters of the NFL season.
God.
He got me like a total of 15 points.
Yeah,
15.
He didn't have a great week.
Anyone can get you 15. My God. Now I'm 0-2 like the Dolphins. Humiliating.
Yeah. Oh, that's brutal. How will you ever recover?
I'll find a way.
But he's not the only one who made headlines. The new quarterback, Jake Browning, who I guess has played before instead of Burrow when he's been injured, but he's now back, and so is his girlfriend.
Fiance, actually.
Fiance.
Yes, everyone's engaged out here.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Jake Browning, the QB2 for the Bengals, his fiance, Stephanie Niles, was making headlines. So they actually got engaged last November during the Bengals bye week. They met in college. They both went to the University of Washington together. And she went viral for the first time last season. So Joe Burrow actually gifted his full suite to his, not understudy. His backup. His backup. Jake Browning during week 13 of last season. And Niles, who was his girlfriend at the time, was shown celebrating a touchdown in an all-white, skin-tight jumpsuit with like a big fuzzy orange hat. And everybody online was just like, who is that? And history repeats itself because that happened again this year. This past week, she was showing off her game day fit, which was a pretty revealing, completely backless halter.
Like Bengals jersey halter.
Yeah,
right?
Bengals jersey repurposed and with a lot of fabric removed. And the internet was a fan. She's hot, is sort of is what we're saying.
I guess she's hot.
So good for Jake Browning. He's a hot fiance. He's
playing now.
Playing for up to 3 months, it seems.
And she got all dressed up for that game, not even knowing he was going to play.
Yeah. She's just that supportive.
Exactly. But his security as the starting QB might not be that strong because apparently they are looking at other free agents to come fill this spot. I have heard that maybe our buddy Kirk Cousins in Atlanta might get a call.
I'm rooting for Kirk.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Kirk start again. This would just be another big move for him. I'm sure they're talking to plenty other available quarterbacks.
Yes, I read maybe Jameis Winston is in talks as well.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, the Giants have too many quarterbacks.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But maybe let's just put a little faith in Jake Browning.
Yeah, Jake Browning and his hot girlfriend.
Fiance.
It's
now time for our segments and time to welcome back Kelly. It's great to have you back on the pod, Kelly.
Happy to be here. Another great week of football, week 2 in the books, and the Patriots are officially winners.
They're on the board.
We're on the board.
I was watching, and it was like, I feel like week 2 is make or break. Like, if you're 0-2, that's tough. That's tough to come back from. If you're 1-1, it's like, okay, maybe the first week we were just getting our sea legs.
Yeah, we could be decent this year. Yeah. It's too early to tell, but we're not bad.
I'm so happy for you.
Although, we did play the Dolphins, and they are maybe the worst team in the division, at least.
Which is crazy because my football lifespan so far is about 3 years, and they've been good. that whole time. Not last year, I guess, so good, but like,
Tua's had
they've fallen from grace.
Tyreek was out. I don't know. Did Tyreek even do anything? Tua can't throw the ball. Mike
People-
McDaniel has to go.
There was did you see there was a banner that flew over that said "Fire Mike McDaniel"?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think his time's up. He was fun the first year, and then he's not ready.
So that kind of leads us exactly into our first segment with that little prediction right there. Because after 2 weeks, it's time to hear from Kelly's crystal ball. This segment is called
Kelly predicts the future.
All right, Kelly, what kind of visions about the 2025 football season do you have for us?
Oh, I guess since I started it off, I have to go with Mike McDaniel being fired during the season. I see that in my crystal ball based on the past 2 weeks.
Based on the past 2 weeks and that banner plane.
That banner, yeah, they're onto something.
Yeah.
For my Patriots, I could see Stephon Diggs just being super toxic to the team.
Yeah.
And getting in Drake May's head. I don't know, some beef happening between Drake May and Stephon Diggs.
So you feel like it's not their season, the Patriots?
Too soon to tell. I think they got something, but I think Drake May and Stephon Diggs are going to have beef one way or another.
I could see that. And they're going to have to overcome
You know how Stephon
that.
Diggs is. Yeah, he likes to stir the pot. Mm-hmm. And it's going to come out at some point during the season.
And we'll see if the Patriots can overcome that toxicity.
Yes, hopefully. I predict that Travis Hunter will underperform as both a wide receiver and cornerback.
I like his haircut. I like that his wife is keeping things interesting for us. She's like crying on Instagram Live. She's wearing cute outfits to the games. I like what he has to bring to us all off the field. But you're saying what he's bringing on the field is not.
Well, his wife might have to step it up on social media to make up for his underperformance. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I hate to root against a rookie, but it's just how predictions work.
All right.
My next prediction is that the Kansas City Chiefs won't make the playoffs.
Wow.
And I hope this one comes true.
I do too. Again, hate to not just root for our girl and all her happiness, but they can be
happy outside of football. They have a lot going on.
Exactly. And they need to overcome some adversity. They can't.
Exactly.
Things aren't going to be smooth sailing forever.
Yeah. What happens when Travis is upset about his work day? Upset at the office? They have to handle that now.
Yes.
I don't think his mind's in it. I think he's a little distracted.
Do you think they'll have is it called a winning season when they're over, like they have more wins than losses? Do you think they'll have a winning season or a losing season?
I think they'll have a slightly winning season, but
not winning.
They're not going to make it. They'll lose in the wild card round or something.
All right. You heard
not going to go far in the playoffs, if anything. Let's give the Bills another chance. Last but not least, I have to make a prediction about Aaron Rodgers. I think I have every year for the past 3 years. And for those who don't know, he is supposedly married to.
That's what he says. He wears.
And my prediction is that he is going to be publicly, quote unquote, divorced by the end of the season. And we will never see her face because she doesn't exist.
I'm so with you. I do not think this woman exists. He talks about his wife, Brittany with an I. They've never been seen together. No one has confirmed her existence, what she looks like.
But he says so much, which is like the opposite of how he would usually be if he was actually dating somebody.
Totally. I think he thinks he's trolling all of us. But we're on to you. And when you announce your divorce, just know that Kelly predicted it.
Oh, yeah. Watch out, Aaron.
All right. Well, we're going to track these and
we'll check in.
We'll see if Kelly's crystal ball.
Checking how I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Our next segment is an old fave, but we have not done it this early in the season before. Here is a week 3 look at our studs and duds.
This one's always great. Some clear players on each side. We've got some definite studs and some even more definite duds. So Kelly, who is your first stud this year?
Our first stud, Marissa, you'll never believe it. You'll never believe it. We've talked about this player many, many a times and the dud language previously.
And
But
somebody's
he's made it
moving
on.
categories.
Yeah, he's moving on up to our first stud of the season, Daniel Jones. They're calling him Indiana Jones now that he plays for the Colts.
That's an incredible nickname, and he should have been drafted to the Colts from the beginning because
Indiana
that's so
Jones
great.
has just got that ring to it. Although I did like Danny Dimes, but I mean, I guess both were.
But he wasn't throwing any dimes.
The Dimes didn't come in New York.
And you think they're coming in Indiana, or they are coming already.
Yeah, his first 2 games of the season, he's played incredibly. They're 2-0, which the Colts last year were struggling week 2 already.
Are Giants fans just absolutely losing their mind that for years they put everything into this guy who couldn't deliver, and then he goes someplace else and is having a great
I feel like
start
it's
to his
just a
season?
lesson. I feel like it's a lesson learned. You gotta have an offensive line.
So
That's my
it wasn't
takeaway.
that he was at fault on the Giants. It
I'm
was-
sure he was. But culture. There's gotta be both. You gotta let them go free. I think to become a stud on our list.
And so far, he's doing it.
He's doing it. Yeah, the Colts currently are the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt a single time in their first 2 games. They haven't had a single punt. They've just been
Right.
taking drives all the way to.
Wow. I don't fully understand the punting, I'm going to be honest, but I don't really understand the punting. I don't really understand the kick return. I don't even know that that's really what it's called, but there's still time. We'll do a segment one day of like what I still don't get.
Either way, just know it's impressive.
I'm impressed.
And I have to now jump to our first dud on the list, which is, a little bit of the opposite situation going on.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
A dud again. He was a dud
First
last
dud.
year for sure.
First dud of the season. And you may remember he texted his punter when he first started.
Oh, I
saying
remember.
that you're never gonna have to punt another day in your life while I'm on the team or something like that.
Yeah, something obnoxious.
And guess how many times their punter has had to get out there and punt the ball?
I'm guessing a lot more than the Colts.
92 times.
Stop. Oh my
Since that text was sent.
That's
Which
humiliating.
He's only been playing for 2 seasons, so
That is like the equivalent.
that's the most of anyone in the NFL.
Wow. That's the same as the Giants owner saying on Hard Knocks last season, if Saquon goes to the Eagles, I'm going to have trouble sleeping at night. And that sound is just like haunting him over and over again. This text is just like lingering, haunting Caleb.
He's got to just go somewhere else now, or at least the punter does. They can't look at each other anymore.
I guess it's going to teach him maybe to be a little less braggy.
Narcissistic.
Yeah.
Back to our studs. I'm going to go back and forth here.
Perfect.
For our second stud, another unlikely one, and somebody that I respect, as used to be a Patriot, Mac McCorkle-Jones.
McCorksky.
He also is definitely a dud on one of these lists in the past few years.
Definitely.
Mac Jones is now on the 49ers. Brock Purdy got hurt in week 1, and so Mac started in week 2, and he had a great game. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, which I saw, I don't know, maybe once during the past 4 years.
Yeah, things haven't been going great for McCorkle, but till now.
But again, I think the Patriots organization, I hate to say it, I think they failed the kid. He lost all his confidence. He had to get out of New England. So I'm happy for him.
He's better off, maybe. It wasn't the right fit.
Better off. He wasn't the right fit.
And then
We've
I guess
moved on.
neither
He's
was
moved
Jacksonville.
on. We're all happy.
Yeah. Now he's a stud.
Now he's a stud.
Who's your next dud?
Our next dud, okay, this one might be controversial because he actually did play pretty well. But Patrick Mahomes is a dud for being 0-2 for the first time in his NFL career.
Wow. Tough for him.
Tough for him. Happy for me.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to go through it, as we said.
And he hasn't really.
He hasn't.
Yeah. Till now.
Something's going on over there. in Kansas City. All right, back up to the studs. Another Patriots quarterback I had to add to the stud list. And again, why I'm not upset about losing Mac Jones. Drake May is officially a stud.
Wow. You got yourself a stud.
Got myself a stud. He had a great game. I actually played against him in fantasy, so I was a little bit annoyed because he ran in a touchdown in the second half of the game, and that really put me under in fantasy this week. But can't be mad. I got a stud on my team.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
I'll take that over fantasy any day.
He's on my bench on one of my teams. And
Oof, rookie mistake.
He's on my bench, and Joe Burrow was my quarterback. He got me 7 points before he broke his toe and is out for 3 months. So
well,
I'm going to be
get for sitting a stud on your bench.
Yes, so. Well, he's not going to be on my bench anymore because all his toes are working just fine. So I hope he is a stud, as you say, because I need him.
We all have something on the line here.
Yeah, exactly. We're all rooting for you, Drake. Don't let us down.
For our last stud of the week, again, I got to call out the Chiefs, but Travis Kelce
is a
he's
stud.
Dud.
We're piling on.
Dud. Travis Kelce dropped the ball on the goal line into the hands of an Eagles player to lose the game, and he did not handle it well, let's just say. There were some helmets thrown about.
Yikes. A dud with an attitude problem. You know, one day you're a stud, next day you're dud.
He's still getting married to Taylor Swift, yeah, exactly. So, it all evens out at the end.
Yeah.
She's marrying a dud.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just this week at least, but. All right, and then my final stud of the week, I think you'll appreciate this one. Lamar Jackson.
Love Lamar.
He was a stud not only for his 4 touchdowns, but also, I don't know if you saw, he gave the warmest hug to his old teammate, Joe Flacco, before the game. And just warmed my heart. They, embraced and, Joe taught Lamar a few things in Baltimore.
I love when players see, an old coach or an old assistant, whatever, and even though they're on opposing teams, when you can tell that they are so happy to see each other. I love that.
You guys, you don't see that enough. I feel like people move from team to team and they play against each other. Aaron Rodgers called out the Jets for being the worst organization he's ever played for, pretty much.
Yeah,
so it's nice to see the opposite moment happen.
Yeah. Can we add Joe Flacco to the stud list just because he's still out there? He's just
honestly, it's a toss-up. I didn't know if I should go with Lamar or Joe Flacco, but
there's enough room for everyone.
He got crushed, so I had to go with Lamar. But
fair.
From a personality standpoint, we got to keep Joe on the list.
Yeah. I love it. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on your predictions, and we're going to keep an eye on all your studs, all your duds, see if they stay in their column. Does anybody slide over? Does anyone let you down? I can't wait to see what they all bring.
I feel like the stud and the dud list completely changed from last year, and I'm excited to get some little mix up in the league. So
definitely.
We'll see what happens.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for coming and offering all of your insights and wisdom. Always great to have you here.
Of course.
Can't wait to see what you bring us in 2 weeks.
Always the highlight of my week being on the Tea Huddle. I will be back in 2 weeks, and I'll be listening intently to the final goss.
Oh, it's kind of good this week.
I can't wait.
And now it's time for the final goss.
Final goss.
What do you have for us, Marissa?
Today's final goss asks the question, is Travis Kelce's ex following in his footsteps by getting together with a famous singer? Oh my God, we're talking about Travis a lot today.
Yeah, really. We weren't even planning on that.
Sometimes the stories make themselves.
Seriously.
Like this one. So Kayla Nicole, who dated Travis for about 5 years, got a lot of attention this past weekend for getting hot and heavy with rapper-singer Chris Brown at his SoFi Stadium concert in LA. So he brought her up on stage for his song Take You Down, where he sat her in a seat on the stage, mounted her, and they basically had graphic simulated sex for about 30 seconds, give or take, that they both seemed incredibly into. You watched the video.
Oh yeah, it's like pretty pornographic, and there's like obviously chemistry there and like history. It looks like this is not just like
Pick a girl out of a crowd.
yeah. Oh yeah, they have had an experience together, I would imagine.
At the end of the moment, he went in for a kiss, but the lights dimmed before we could see if they really went for it. But like you said, it looks like they went for it.
Yes, and also just like simulated strangling.
Yes,
like it's
which if there's a police report that talks about you strangling somebody, maybe don't simulate it in like a hot, sexy way on stage in front of thousands of people.
Don't glorify the thing that you've gotten in trouble for in the past.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so maybe she's trying to get people to talk about her for something other than her famous ex, but I don't really think this is the best way to go about it. Needless to say, if there were non-NFL players on the Tea Huddle's enemy list, Chris Brown would be in bold at the top. In addition to being arrested for violently assaulting Rihanna in 2009, he has had various arrests and claims of violent assault against multiple women and men in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2020, 2022, and 2023, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So when you go to his Wikipedia, if you go down to legal issues, it brings you to a whole other page of Chris Brown's legal issues.
Wow.
He has his own legal issues Wikipedia page. So he sucks. I sort of think she sucks.
Yeah, it does seem like that. And I do think that she's like trying to make a splash by doing like the polar opposite of Taylor, who is like considered to be virtuous and charitable and doesn't have a criminal record and and so
angelic. And she's like, look how like hot and sultry and steamy this is, but it's like too raunchy and graphic, and the choking thing was not tasteful.
Yeah,
I thought.
No, his
daughter was in the audience.
Oh God, I mean, yeah, it's all a bit much, but
but maybe they're dating.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess that's the goss here is that maybe they're together.
Yeah,
maybe we'll never know, or maybe she'll go on tour with him, and this is gonna be happening at every stop.
Could be.
Oh well, that's it for this episode of the Tea Huddle.
So great to be back.
Another week of drama on and off the field,
just as we like it. Check out the next episode, as there will most definitely be updates and bad behavior and hopefully some more love stories.
Can't wait.
And we will see you all in 2 weeks.
And until then, stay juicy.